I mean, James Harden, for as gaudy as the numbers might be, he's probably going to get dissected, we'll say, defensively, right? It's
maybe a little bit. Max, what have you seen in the last few years that leads you to believe that James Harden
for Dallas,
is
like
going to
belly
turn
laugh.
back the clock?
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Around the Association. Oh, man, the Boston Celtics and the Philadelphia 76ers, this game, to hear people tell it, was a situation where Embiid couldn't go, so there was no chance for the Sixers, not none at all, to go into Boston Garden and potentially win a game. In fact, people were clowning not only the 76ers, really, but more so James Harden. The fact that he's no longer that guy. They were even laughing at him on TV, on ESPN, in regards to it. Take a quick recap here of what people had to say prior to the game.
I think we have to stop. We have to really stop looking at James Harden and expecting him to be the James Harden of Houston. Like, he has shown us throughout the last 3 years that he is transitioning over to not being that guy.
I mean, and he said, James Harden not being that guy. I feel like James Harden's playing some of his best ball of his career. I feel like his usage as far as ever getting to a place to win an NBA championship was too high in Houston. But fair synopsis. Now, Big Perk didn't go all the way in like the other ESPN crew with Max Kellerman. Actually, Max was the one saying, James Harden could get it done, but he was laughed basically off the set by thinking that James Harden could do it. Take a listen here.
Matchup for the Sixers without Joel Embiid, point blank, period.
Yeah.
Like Maxey on down the line. I mean, James Harden, for as gaudy as the numbers might be, he's probably going to get dissected, we'll say, defensively, right? It's
maybe a little bit. Max, what have you seen in the last few years that leads you to believe that James Harden
for Dallas, like
is going
belly
to turn
laugh.
back the clock
just
to a point where, Harden
gregarious
could lead the Sixers?
What I really resent is like the genuine mirth.
Genuine.
Right?
like belly rumble.
Like really.
I can't even believe that it's
In the old days,
thought
you'd have
is
to have a
coming
duel
through.
right now.
So needless to say, James Harden had his critics, right, in the media. They didn't really think he could step up to the moment. And not only did James Harden actually step up to the moment in the Boston Garden with all the chips stacked against his MVP center out for the game, Joel Embiid, but he hit the game-winning go-ahead basket off of ISO to kind of iced it in the Garden, and to finish with 45 points. I mean, you got to put some respect on what James Harden was able to do at this point. And now you're in a situation where there's quite a few people that will be eating crow. So I'm interested in seeing what the sports media has to say. Now, James Harden actually talked about what he saw whenever it came down to it, the very last play, and what made him make the decision he made to go for the step back three for the game winner.
I think PJ set the screen, and I came off the screen, and I was wondering if they were going to put two on the ball. And so when I cross-grained and I pulled the ball back out, it was just like, stay home, it's a one-on-one. So then I'm looking up, and I'm just, all right, this is what I work on every day. So to get the best available shot, no matter what it is, and, raise up and shoot it.
Get his ass, James. Get his ass, James. Get his ass, James. Get his ass, James.
Now, after James Harden and the Philadelphia 76ers stole game one in Boston Garden, James Harden had like a real stoic, business-like face. He was You know, people were congratulating him. He was slapping high five, but he was serious. He was like, at this stage in his career, he's as more focused as I've ever seen. Not only that, it was a few of his teammates that got to where they were celebrating as though the series was over out on the court. And James Harden made them go back to the locker room. I mean, this is what it is. I mean, this James Harden here is very, very focused. Very focused. And he's heard the chatter. He heard what the media had to say in regards to, you know, the 76ers not really having any shot whatsoever without the MVP Joel Embiid on the court. But Harden did not let that stop him. I mean, all you can do is tip your hat because he was going against some dogs. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, it ain't like they threw in the towel. Them boys got down. It's just James Harden pulled back MVP Harden and was the best player on the floor last night. So, again, I'm going to be very interested in hearing what the media has to say. If anyone, that kind of was talking that, hey, this series is over. Boston Celtics is probably going to sweep them without Joel Embiid. If Joel Embiid may come back, it may be too late. James Harden put that to rest because I'm going to be honest. I expect Philly, even if they lose game 2, which I expect Boston to respond, I don't see Boston going in and winning 2 games in Philly, even without Joel Embiid. So, worst case, you're looking at maybe a 2-2 series going back to Boston for game 5. That if Joel Embiid's knee is not ready by then yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But I can say with this win, taking game 1, this gives the Philadelphia 76ers a little more leverage, a little more time to weigh out when is the best time to bring Joel Embiid back. Let me know what you guys think, man. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'm out.